Pro, what's your age?
I'm 18.
What year
Born in
were you born?
2005.
Okay, that sounds right. So what are your pronouns?
He, him.
Awesome. Great. So what do you disagree with us about up here or anything that we've discussed so far?
I'd say up there I disagree with both of them, but I'm not gonna debate you on the Bible isn't true. I'd like to debate on Jesus because I think Jesus did exist.
Okay, awesome. So what evidence do you have that Jesus did exist?
There was many accounts that people put in of Jesus existing, and the eyewitnesses. A lot of them were killed because they were called up and they said, hey, if you say Jesus is king, you're gonna get killed. So I feel like a lot of those.
So, sorry, I'm trying to protect you, not necessarily my life, but you.
Yep.
Unalived is the way that you need to.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. Like I said, it's more about like protecting your account and being conscious about you and your protection. Just say unalived.
All right, I will.
All right. So you think that Jesus was definitely unalived by the Roman government?
I think he was crucified.
Okay. So what evidence do you have that suggests this?
Well, there was many accounts of Jesus, even by Jewish, whatever you call them, their priests or whatever. There was many accounts by it. Phlegon made some accounts, and then.
So hold on. Let me address these one at a time. Phlegon is actually like a third-hand source. And even that is them discussing why it doesn't make sense that the Jews are claiming this. So, like, Phlegon is not an actual evidence. It is an account that Jesus actually existed. If at all, it would be an account that confirms the gospel stories. But we know that the gospel stories were not something that's rooted in history. It's actually something that's rooted in just pure speculation, as far as we can tell. We don't have like source information about where they got this information or anything like that, so it seems like it's speculation. Proj, if you're out of the app, then we can't hear you.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Josephus described him as a respected teacher and then wise man. And then he also accounted of his crucifixion.
Who was?
Josephus? Whatever. Maybe I'm not pronouncing his name right. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Did you say Josephus?
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't pronouncing his name right.
No, that's fine. So Josephus is not an actual account of whether or not Jesus existed. And I mean, I definitely have like a spiel that it could run if you really wanted me to about why the testimony of Flavianum is not reliable and why it's most likely a interpolation by a 3rd century Christian or 3rd or 4th century Christian, most like Eusebius. Like I could run through that entire thing if you wanted me to, but that's just not going to be convincing to me as far as whether or not Jesus was a historical person.
All right, that's fine. I'm just giving you possible accounts that would make him more likely to exist.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that.
Pliny the Younger made an account and sent to Emperor Trojan.
Right. Every time you go out of your app, we can't hear you, so you cut off. But Pliny the Younger only reports what he was able to interrogate from Christians in the 2nd century. So it's not actually firsthand eyewitness accounts about Jesus. So that's what we're looking for, is firsthand eyewitness accounts about Jesus, and these extra biblical resources like Pliny, Tacitus, or Josephus are not going to be able to actually give us the information that we want.
Well, like as I said, most of the people that were first hand that believed in Jesus were unalived, and then the people that believed Jesus was God anyway were unalived. And the people that didn't, I feel like they wouldn't have any reason to. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, can you prove that? Because like Candida Moss is a scholar in New Testament theology that shows that the persecution of Christians as they are reported to have received in the first few centuries of Christianity is not actually what they experienced. So like all of that is mythical.
So, thinking here.
Okay. No, take your time. I mean, I definitely want to hear any kind of new information that I haven't heard before. But I mean, I've extensively researched this. I've looked at all the evidence. So,
I understand.
like, right. And so, like, if you want to know why I don't accept what the current consensus is, then definitely ask me about a specific source.
So you don't think Jesus existed just by the lack of evidence?
No. It's not because of the lack of evidence. It's because of the fact that Jesus and Christianity in general matches all of the skeletal framework of the mystery cults that were going around in the Mediterranean area. So like the baptism, the everlasting life, and believing in Jesus in order to achieve this everlasting life and everything like that. That's all part of mystery cult. So like every part of Christianity that seems to be important to Christians seems to be also important to mystery cults. And so it doesn't seem to me like it's very compelling evidence that Jesus was the one lone exception to the mystery cults. And it only seems like Christianity was just another mystery cult with a mythical figure at its center. And that is what spurred a lot of the people that believed in the mystery cult.
Well, take with this what you will. I feel like the difference between those and Christianity is just of like love, and it's just of like it's if it, in my mind, if everyone just followed the things that be said in the Bible, that we basically have a perfect world. We wouldn't have people.
Can I challenge you on this?
Yep.
Okay, so the Bible includes both the Old and the New Testament, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the Old Testament is basically the Hebrew Bible. The Hebrew Bible has Exodus 20:17, which identifies women as property. Do you identify women as property now?
I do not.
Okay, so it seems like you only identify with half, at least half, of the New Testament.
I guess, yeah, I could agree with that, because a lot of things were very different back in the Old Testament's times. A lot of things before Jesus enlightened us, because the old Jesus, when Jesus came, he enlightened us on a lot of the things that he actually agrees with, and the Old Testament could have easily been changed by people. So it's just, and also a lot of the things like that. Do you think that the
Hebrew Bible is inspired by God?
I do think it was probably inspired by God. Yep.
Okay, so then it seems to not matter whether or not Exodus 20:17 was like corrupted by man or if it was given by God, because of the Hebrew Testament, or the Old Testament, as you would understand it, is inspired by God. Then it seems like the Exodus 20:17 was directly given by God. Is that not correct?
It could have been. I mean, in my mind, a lot of the things were very different back then. God could have also been just explaining to us how to live and what should we believe in these times to stay alive.
I get that. But is God so the takeaway that I have from what you're saying is that God is constrained by time?
No, God lives outside of time. He lives outside of the boundaries of time. He created time.
Okay. So then it shouldn't matter what fucking time frame he gives the 10 Commandments. They should definitely be applicable across all periods of time. Is that not correct?
The women being property isn't part of the 10 Commandments, is it?
It is. Exodus 20:17 lists women amongst other property. So, like, the fact that women are listed amongst property means that God considers women property. If God didn't consider...
You don't know your 10 Commandments. It's the 10th commandment.
What I'm saying is it could have been easily changed, though. Like through all that time, it could have been easily changed. Like with humans.
But if the Hebrew Bible or the Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible is constructed based on God's will and based on God's input, then it seems like the 10 Commandments that are generally purported by Christians now should be the 10 Commandments that are purported to be directly from God. So are you saying that the 10 Commandments that we have are not from God?
I feel like they're all like you said, they were all heavily inspired by God, but I feel like they were also very changed by humans, and the humans that changed the Bible and wrote them.
What do you think are the real 10 Commandments? And by what authority do you give the real 10 Commandments?
I just feel like the 10 Commandments, whatever aligns with mostly with the New Testament and whatever, it was whatever my like.
Jesus was very misogynistic, so it seems like he was very much in agreement with the fact that women were property, as shown by the Samaritan woman who was begging for forgiveness and begging for scraps, and Jesus treated her as if she was total shit. So it seems to me like Jesus was totally in line with the Old Testament or the Hebrew Bible as far as women is concerned.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna get back to you on that on one of your other lives. I'm gonna go do some more research. It seems like this guy wants to talk. So, thank you for your time. You have a great day.
Good. We love that.
Thank you. I'd love for you to come up again there, Proj, and definitely research that. I would definitely suggest Jennifer Bird, Marriage in the Bible. That is a great resource to use in order to understand the relationship between men and women in the Bible. So I would definitely suggest that.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye.